it has not gone amiss on any of us that Arsenal continue, Martin, virtually nowhere this season to be the front runners in this Premier League title race, and they continue with aplomb. A convincing 4-1 win over Leeds at the weekend. Do they keep it going? Can they keep it going? 7 wins on the spin for Arsenal since that defeat. Simon, you and I were there that night. The defeat to Manchester City along the road at the Etihad. From Mikel Arteta's point of view, it's simple enough.
I don't know, when we were singing the song all together, goosebumps, and it's what it is, you know. Football is about passion, it's about emotion, it's what we can transmit. The crowd transmits energy, transmits belief, transmits love to the players and unconditional support. And today is another example. The way we conceded the goal, the reaction of the crowd is to cheer the team. That's very rare to see in any stadium, and it's an exceptional response. So just enjoy the moment that we are in. You know, we have 9 games to go, but we have a training session today that is going to enable us to be better as a team, you know. And if we go through the journey day by day, when the goal comes, we are in the right state of mind, and you are really looking forward to it. And you have oxygen to grab instead of this game. And we just want that energy, that belief that we go to the next target and we go for it, and that's it.
You know what it's like, Martin, to be in a title race like this, and of course to wear the Arsenal shirt. You're driving away towards trying to win it. What is the feeling, do you think, here? You know, he's saying all the right things. Behind the scenes, is there a great deal of excitement and energy that, guys, this is on. This is on. Of course it's on.
Jimmy, it's interesting because you look back. I was thinking about this when I first went back to Arsenal in '93, and George Graeme got us all together as a group and said, look, guys, you know, if you do well over the next 2 months, this will define you forever and links us together if we're successful. So make sure you apply yourself in the right way. But there's a balance needs to be had. You've got to love it to really, and you've got to enjoy the running. You know, there's no point, is there? If we don't enjoy this radio show, what are we doing it for? You have to come to work to enjoy it. And there's a real feeling, and there's a momentum. And I always talk about this momentum as a force field of energy that links you all together, like some sort of tug of war, pulling towards that, you know, to become champions. But there's lots of different games in between. And every week you go, you do your job. You have to be determined. You have to be meticulous. You're hungry for success and that desire, but you have to do it with an authority and a calmness and a little bit of class. And I thought at the weekend it was a little bit sluggish first half, but then suddenly the class came and they went up a gear and it was made to look easy. But none of these games are easy, and they're not easy for City. And we can sit back and we can admire. But when you're in, the games can't come quick enough. They're long weeks at times, but they're enjoyable weeks. And then you're ready to go. And as Arsenal will be next time out against Liverpool. But Liverpool are at home, Jim, is the point I make. Is a different proposition.
Well, that's right. No midweek games for Arsenal this week. So all roads lead to Liverpool. I mean, if it gets something out of that, Martin, are you then thinking, yeah, going to win this?
Again, it's just another win. But yes, is
it though? It's not.
Well, I would say this, and I've heard it said by some of the Manchester United players, if you win at Anfield, yeah, it means a lot. It means that you're probably going to be successful that season. Whenever I look back at the seasons, I remember going there in 2001, 2002 when we won the double. We were down to 10 men, Jim, after 10 minutes. We went 2-0 up. Who does that at Anfield? You know, so this team could do the same. Why not win at Man City? No one expected us to win. We won 12 games on the bounce to win it in 2002. No one expects us to win at Old Trafford, but we did. You know, so all these games are to come. So we just need to just sit back and enjoy it. And the players have to love it. They have to enjoy it, embrace it. Because if you love it, you don't fear anything. And I spoke to Saka after the recent game against Palace. I was really a brilliant attitude about we fear nobody. And you can see that, Jim.
Did you fear nobody?
No, because we went on this quest. We set ourselves a target. We've got to win it now within the next 10 games, 97, 98. We did that. One after another. You're ticking them off. There was some really tough, Jim. It was tough nuts to crack, you know, away at Bolton back in the day, fans who follow it. Of course, we won at Manchester United. This was no ordinary run-in. 2002, exactly the same. But there's a belief that pulls you all together, and it's the squad, Jim, that will make them win. I mean, Jesus coming back was really important.
Yeah.
And I think he worked that penalty really well. It was an important first goal. It was definitely a penalty. We just were debating that. Simon felt maybe it wasn't. He took a dive, but it was definitely contact made.
Oh, definitely contact, yeah.
And Trossard
Good
coming
dive.
in, Jim. Just telling people what we talk about behind the scenes. But Arsenal now is going, Jim. It's lovely. We should just enjoy it. And I think the manager's spot on with that. enjoy the moment, but make sure you win.
I mean, it's the youngest team in the Premier League. There's a lovely sense about the naivety of all of this.
We talked that about, no Saliba. Holding coming in did a really good job at the weekend. Players are going to have to play their part, Jim, between now and the end of the season.
And you get feet up, well, not feet up, but you don't play until Sunday.
Well, I think that's interesting. That gives them an opportunity to, it's going to be a very competitive week. That was definitely what we would have with Arsene Wenger. We used to do 4v4s on the training pitch, and Watford's youth team players used to come and watch.
Yeah.
And their youth team manager said, never seen anything like it. You have to have that in the group. There's competition for places now. Who's going to play on the left? Is it going to be Trossard? Is it Martinelli? Is Jesus now back in the team? There's a nice little problem for the manager, and I'm pretty certain he'll find the right answer to that question.
I mean, Simon, we saw what Manchester City did to Liverpool at the weekend.
Yes.
And you would still probably err towards, whilst they're still in a mood like that, Arsenal cannot relax.
No, of course.
And you're going to go with that?
Of course they can't. But I think if Arsenal get anything out of the game at Etihad, if they don't lose at the Etihad, I think they win the league. And I think it turns on that moment. And of course, if something slips between now and then of course that becomes a different discussion. But Arsenal have got so many things right. And the 99% of it is down to Arteta. From battling to get certain players into the club, like Ramsdale, when the argument was, why are you buying a goalkeeper when you've already got a decent one, to the reintroduction of Saliba, to the positioning of Xhaka, to the whole raft of changes. He's taking some of the sorcerer's tools. He's no longer the sorcerer's apprentice. He's taken Zinchenko and Jesus out of Man City, and he's using the old guy's tools against him. And for me personally, because it's a north-south thing with me, I want Arsenal to win the league. I want the league to be back in London. I want Arsenal to win it because I think it's interesting.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, I think it's a big thing because we don't want one team dominating the Premier League. Of course, Man City fans will want that. And I also want to see it back in London. I also want to see a different manager winning it. I want to see the league shaked up and kept on being shaked and baked. And I think Arsenal have this opportunity. But if they don't win it this year, which I think will be nip and tuck, they'll win it pretty soon because there's so much right about what he's done there, from the way that he's got, from the programme seller, as I said the other day, to the centre forward. Everybody's in the right space with the right attitude.
That's interesting, actually, Simon. I thought you were going to go on to say there, seriously, if they don't win it this year, it will be a while. But you don't think that?
No, I don't think so. I think they're there. I think they're right there now, Arsenal. And I think they're only going to get stronger. The whole thing, everything, the whole alchemy of COVID, the European Super League have changed Kroenke's attitude, have changed the landscape, have given Arteta a couple of passes at key times, and then big decisions.
Yeah. He's made some really big calls.
Rainy afternoons against Norwich, winning 1-0 is not a league fixture.
What was interesting, actually, because we on last Monday, I went through and looked at Simon, because obviously he's joined me now at the Daily Mail as well, and I looked through, and a lot of the articles were really negative. Let's sack everybody. Let's get rid of the Prime Minister. Really, like, BBC guys sacked a lot of them, get rid of Conte.
Well,
it was a really positive piece, and I was really pleased to see that. It was actually Arteta that he was being positive about.
And where did this happen? Was this in the corner of the Daily Mail offices? You were just leafing through some of his stuff? I asked someone just to look through, and I thought, goodness me, this guy's so negative. What do we... And suddenly it's been changed. He was really nice piece about Arteta. Yeah.
He was looking, because I know that he did this little bit of research, which is something that Martin likes to do, which is he colour-coded the columns I'd written, which was negative, which was positive, and which was fair.
It was research.
It was a flash of red.
Plagiarism.
No, absolutely. So in the instance of finding, so if we agree on something, then Martin will consider that to be positive, right? If we disagree, he'll consider it to be negative.
Oh, great. It's mutual appreciation.
So I'll be interested to see this week's article, though. Who's having a go at this week?
Oh, okay. Everyone's out.
Yeah. Musical chairs, merry-go-round.
Sacked a lot of them.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.